Hey guys, I'm Nina Zeta with Sidewalker Daily, and in today's video, we are going to talk about how to be an influencer. This is by far one of the most important topics. You see, I work with tons of influencers as a coach, and I help them build their businesses online, and I help them with all things strategy. And I know that a lot of the people that I talk to have this desire to be an influencer. They want to grow their accounts, they want to have influence, they want to monetize their influence and live a more, nomadic life. A lot of the people we do work with happen to be in travel, but we work with influencers of all sorts, including food and beauty and fashion. So it's not just travel, but you will find a lot of travel on our channel. But when it comes to being an influencer, because, I have tons of experience working with them, let me just tell you from the beginning, it is a lot of hard work. If you're watching this video right now and you're like, oh, I want to be an influencer, I really hope you understand that it is a full-time and even more job, because it's something that has always requires being on. The reason it's a full-time job is because it's not just, oh, I want to post a video on YouTube, or it's, a hobby. It's a business. Influencers that are successful have made this their business. And as any business owner knows, whether you're a restaurant owner or whatever business type of owner you are, owning your own business is a lot more than meets the eye. It's a lot more than just posting photos. It's the entire business side, setting up the business. It's paying taxes. It's, it's a mountain. You're just seeing the tip of the iceberg. So please understand that. I just wanted to preface that because we are going to talk about tools and ways to be an influencer, but I did want to start off by saying that if you're doing this as a business and not a hobby, it's a lot of hard work. And if you have it in you to do that hard work, keep watching and stick around to the end, because I'm going to talk about different monetization strategies, basically ways that you can monetize your influence once you get there. And don't forget to subscribe to our channel. If you're interested in being an influencer, then our channel is definitely for you. We cover everything from branding, business advice, social media. So hit that subscribe button and the bell to be notified anytime we come up with new videos. So the first step is deciding what platform do you want to live on. Now that may seem obvious, but Instagram isn't the only place that you'll find influencers. Now, especially with the rise of TikTok, there's tons of TikTok influencers. There's influencers that are on YouTube. There's Twitter influencers. Influencers can run any social media platform. Now, while they are mostly, yes, on Instagram, because Instagram has just kind of taken the crown when it comes to influencer marketing, there are other spaces. So the way that you would choose a platform, I would definitely suggest to choose it based off your own personal skill set. So example, if you love video and you love to create video, you may want to consider YouTube or TikTok. If you love photos, or you're constantly trying to be on your phone and showing stories and, capturing every moment, Instagram may be for you. Twitter would be a great place to launch your influence if you are a writer or love to, write in short little excerpts, and in the media, and you're looking to be more on the news side of things, then Twitter is for you. Now, of course, you don't want to just ever choose one platform. It's just way too risky. We all saw what happened with Vine. So the biggest piece of advice when you choose a platform is probably choose two. I kind of like to stick to that number in case something happens to one of them. But, you don't always want to invest all your eggs in one basket. So you can create content for, let's just say, Instagram, and then try to find ways to repurpose that content on your TikTok, let's just say, or another platform. So my second tip for becoming an influencer is to, again, put that mindset of thinking of this as your business. And because this is a business, you want to think strategically about where you are going. You don't want to just get lost in the fray and post without an end goal. What is it that you want to do eventually? How do you want to monetize? So as business coaches, we can help you guys figure that out. If you're, lost or don't really know how you want to monetize, monetize, I'll make sure to leave a link below to our one-on-one coaching so you can work with us. We can help figure that out for you. But if you already know where you want to go and you're like, I want to create courses, or I want to work with brands, or I want to set up a tour company, or I want to sell beauty, and I want to be a chef, whatever your end monetization goal is, it's really important to figure that out even before you start creating content, because the type of content you should create should be strategic. It shouldn't just be whimsical. Again, using your influence as a business choice, not necessarily as like a hobby. If you just want to create like a lot of followers and not make money off of it, then that's a totally different video, because I'm talking to people that are trying to grow their influence to then do it full time. So being an influencer really is about looking at your audience as your client. They should be the ones that are basically, that you're serving, that you're adding value to. You know that old expression, like the customer's always right? Well, start looking at your followers, not as like my followers, but actually as like your clients. Switch it around. Think to yourself when you're creating content, how do I add value to this end follower? What is it that they want to learn about? Is it something educational? Is it value? Is it creativity that, you want to inspire them? How do you want to, use your influence? And again, don't worry about the numbers, because there is not necessarily the numbers of growth. Like I know you guys a lot of times with the people that I work with that are starting out are so worried about numbers, but if you can focus on creating quality content that people engage with and that people are excited about, push your creativity, push your talents, that's what's going to get people to stick around and not basically leave and, not engage with you the way that you want them to. So for my next tip, I just talked about the importance of not tripping on numbers and not tripping on how big your following is, but really cultivating them. This is where engagement is so important. This is where you need to like reap what you sow type of thing. Give love back to your community. If someone is taking the time to comment with you and to engage on your page and to drive your engagement, then you need to set some time to engage back with them and to also engage with new people. There's this like marketing term we'll always turn on. It's like retention versus acquisition. So what that really means is retention is like your current followers. How do you like engage with them to keep them excited? And then how do you acquire new ones? And that's by, searching for them searching for these people where they may be and engaging with them on the platforms that they may be on. Another reason it's really important to not trip on the number of followers you have when it comes to being an influencer is this wonderful theory of 1,000 fans. I absolutely love this theory. It's basically saying it's better to have 1,000 people follow you that will actually spend money with you. Those are the people that if you have a book signing will show up. Those are the people that if you have a concert somewhere are going to come and buy tickets. Those are the people that matter, especially if you're using your influence and you're monetizing through sales or through selling things. Forget the big numbers, forget having millions of followers. Think about having followers who will actually click buy or click swipe up or do what it is that you're asking them to do. That is where the true success lies in the influencer industry, is being able to cultivate life to the followers so that they can end up doing the call to action that you're asking them to do. So my next tip is, now you've worked on growing that engagement, creating value, giving the people what they want. Now it's time to test your influence. Again, use that business hat. Start thinking strategically, ways that you can test your influence to see, hey, does my audience even care what I do or talk about? And this can be as simple as like hosting your own giveaway. Go buy the stuff yourself. See if people engage in a giveaway. Does anyone swipe up? Does anyone click? Does anyone, do what you ask them to do? If you're on YouTube, you can put a bit.ly in the description. See how many people even click that bit.ly. So there's so many ways to test your influence. It's really just asking, are people doing what I'm asking them to do? And then once you're able to test that, go on the back end, look at the analytics, look at the metrics, and it'll give you a good sense as to how influential you really are amongst your followers. Now, if you've tested your influence and realize that people are not clicking, there isn't that conversions, you're not able to really like get the results that you're looking for, then it's up to you to kind of figure out, okay, why did this not work? Is it the product I'm pushing? Is it the giveaway? Like why? Start to brainstorm why this doesn't work. And again, like if you need one-on-one help with that, we can help you guys out. So definitely don't be discouraged. It just may be small little tweaks that you need to make to, really finalize that and figure out your influence and where you're going wrong and what is working and what isn't. Another reason testing your influence is super important. This is really for influencers that want to work with brands. It could be, I guess, a little bit embarrassing down the road if you were trying to work with a brand and say, hey, like I have all these followers and all this influence, but then you're really not able to like move the needle, so to speak. You're not able to make those sales or get them what they want, because a lot of brands have very specific goals that they'll measure you on. So if you want to be an influencer, you have to have influence, and testing your influence will let you know where you fall on that scale. So the next step would be like to package your influence, right? So you've tested your influence, you know that you have a little bit of pull in the market, you're able to get your audience to react in a certain way. Now we're going to go back to that original thought of how we want to monetize, and you're going to try to package yourself to be able to do that. So let's just say one of the monetization strategies you want is to work with brands. Well, this is a point that you would now start to prepare those pitching materials, your media kit, your email templates. You would get organized on your collaborations and who you're pitching to. This is a portion of the, section that you are starting to prepare for that pitch, to prepare to monetize. And if it's not working with brands, if let's just say, I don't know, your end goal is to be a videographer. That's really your end goal. You want to do really cool videos for clients all around the world, and that's why you want to grow your influence. Well, this would be the portion that you'd build out your website. You'd be building out that portfolio. You'd be really like getting your portfolio perfect so that when you go to those brands to pitch, which is the next step of the influencer spectrum, you're actually ready. Another big monetization strategy for influencers is to sell their own products. They may sell presets. They may sell something that they've manufactured themselves. If it's maybe it's in fashion, maybe it's a book. So it's actually creating a tangible good and selling that. So this would be the process like that you would start really figuring out how to build that brand and how to use your influence, how to leverage your influence to sell what it is that you're looking to sell. A few other monetization strategies that you may want to consider as an influencer is not always forward facing. While you may have a big influence, you probably know how to now grow accounts and do things for social media. So why not be look into being a social media consultant or a social media manager for other brands? It's not always about forward-facing ways to monetize. You can also monetize behind the scenes by working with brands in that capacity. So again, being an influencer is ultimately about making money off your influence. There's tons of different ways. Like we have worked with people who have become retreat leaders or tour guides or have set up their own clothing labels or creating books. Like I said, there's so many ways to use your influence and to piggyback off that. So we'll leave a link below to our one-on-one coaching so you guys can book it if you want to talk with one of us and chat that out. So I hope you guys liked this video. If you did, make sure to subscribe to our channel for all things influencer marketing. And I've left 2 videos for you that are specifically dedicated in the influencer space, so you'll want to make sure to check those out. And I will see you in the next video.